I ain't getting in your way, am I?
Nope, this is what I like.
Daddy, we're on TV. I didn't sign up for this. Daddy, Bob's done having to sit down.
Never mind.
Must got a ball game going on over there or something.
You might have to tie that choke mechanism. Ah, shit, Jeffy, you got to get out. I got out.
That's just a bummer. It's third one missing. Yeah, I wrapped the skin all the way around. No, I mean, of course.
How many have left, Brett?
Oh, yeah? You go try to play.
Testing 1, 2.
Hey, that's how I roll. I'll come and get you when you're on the ground.
Yeah, I appreciate you smashing me down on all the makers.
Well, it was better you than me.
Well, on the commercials on TV, of course they can say anything, but commercials.
and then I'll be back.
Okay, that'll be great. Okay, it looks like we do have Corey Hustler, number 8, heading down the track, followed by the 131, Ellen Lewis, the 857. Looks like that's Mark Ward out of Greenfield. Clifton and Brian Seeger. 612's Kyle Gray out of Sydney. The 082, John Rui out of Jackson Center. Excuse me, that's John Rue. Number 7, Bruce Swift. And the 46 is Donald Campbell. Over on the youth side, we do have Kendra Hart on the 33. Jacob Bryant on the 214. David Howard in the 8612. Taylor Cole on the 46. Tyler Owens is the 1147 out of Hamilton. Michael Rogers, 689 and a half. Jerry Gray on the 12. Vaughn Gray on the 729 out of Hamilton. Alex Mickelson on the 01 out of 11. The 14, Colt Evans out of Bainbridge. 114, Caleb Bauer out of Leesburg. 182, Kyle Fields out of Pickwa, sponsored by Seegers Garage. Again, we did have the 857, Mark Ward out of Greenfield. Looks like we do have some technical difficulties with one of the mowers out there. Mowers are all out there and they are all set. Drivers are ready, the referees are ready, so we'll go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with, guess not quite yet. Down right now, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the mower classes are underway for the youth and the stock class. And it looks like on the youth side, we already have a few of them dying out rather quickly. Over on the stock side, we do have a lot of action over there. And it looks like all of them are still running. The 082 having a little bit of trouble getting his machine going. That's John Rue out of Jackson Center. He's finally getting her spun around. The 51, Hillary Ross out of Troy, spinning around. Over on the youth side, things still going pretty well as these young drivers are battling it out. We do have a 689 and a half. That's Michael Rogers running around. Here comes the 1177 and a half, I believe. I don't have that one on the list at this particular moment in time. Number 12 coming down through there. That's Jerry Gray out of Hamilton. Going to sidestep the 1147 of Tyler Owens out of Hamilton down on the youth side. And doggone, it looks like the youth class is going down pretty quick over there. A lot of smoke coming off of these vehicles as we speak. I believe that's David Howard having some problems. A whole lot of smoke coming off of that thing. See if he's able to keep that one going on the 8612. Still got 3 of them running fairly strong down at the far end. And one of them looks like it's about ready to implode over there, but he's still getting worked on pretty well off to the one side. We are down to about 5 vehicles still running on the youth class. Over on the stock side, it looks like most of the mowers are running pretty strong, but things are still not looking too well for David Howard over there. The 612, Kyle Gray out of Sydney running pretty well. The 131 have a little bit of technical problems with the steering, but Dylan Lewis managing to get his machine spun around, and he's going back in too. The rest of the running field. Looks like the 082, John Rue out of Jackson Center, not having a whole lot of luck, and it looks like his day may be finished right now as he's become part of the spectators, I believe. 682, that is Barry McCockner out of Pleasant Hill. The 612, Kyle Gray out of Sydney, still running pretty strong on that yellow tractor, bringing it on down the way. It looks like he's just going to weaving right in through the stop traffic. Number 7 of Bruce Swift out of Chillicothe, sponsored by Jim's Garage. Finally getting his machine back up and moving along pretty well. Looks like over on the youth side we do have 3 vehicles that are, actually I believe 4 of them still running pretty strong. That's the 689, I believe, Michael Rogers. The 1147, Tyler Owens, going into the mix right now. And it looks like that's a 729, Juan Garay out of Hamilton, bringing his machine off to the side. Looks like that's the 12, I guess, is the one I was looking for. That's Jerry Gray out of Hamilton. He does have a 12 painted on the side of that machine. And a whole lot of smoke starting to pour off the number 12 at this particular moment in time as he goes over there to make contact on Tyler Owens in the 1147. So 4 tractors still battling it out over on the youth side. Up on the stock class, still quite a few of them. Only a couple at this time have been counted out. Did see the 082 John Rue out of Jackson Center is out of contention at this time. I believe that's the 714 Colton Sims out of Eaton that has dismounted his machine as well. So these last 4 on the youth side still running strong and going at it pretty well over here. Over on the stock class, the number 51, Hillary Ross out of Troy, still out there. She's trying to shift the weight around to get some better traction as she's nosing into that 612 of Kyle Gray. And the 131, even though he had that steering trouble, Dylan Lewis still working his machine back and forth. Also have the number 7, Bruce Swift out of Chillicothe out into the mix of things, along with that number 8 of Corey Hostler out of Ottawa, sponsored by Webb's Wrecking. 4 on the youth side, still running well. The number 12 taking the scenic route. That's Jerry Gray out of Hamilton. And even though he's been pouring smoke off of that thing, and number 12 continuing to run very well. And he put one heck of a hard hit on the side of that 729. That's Juan Garay. Barry McCockner out of Pleasant Hill, still running strong. I'd say we're probably going to see Barry back in the modified class. He usually has another vehicle out there, if memory serves me right. At this point in time, he's still working that machine, going after the nose of the 51, driven by Hillary Ross. Looks like they're all kind of definitely hooked up. That's where the water tank stopped earlier. It looks like they definitely made a little bit of a mess in that one particular spot. A little further up to the north, number 7 of Bruce Swift out of Chillicothe, mixing it up with that number 8 of Corey Hostler out of Ottawa. Those 3 getting a few good nose shots in on one another. The 857 pulling away from the pack, going to kind of bring it around the wide trip to go over to the outskirts. Not sure if he's still running, but he's heading to the far end of the track. That is Mark Ward out of Greenfield. Looks like he was going up there to clean the tires off a little bit, and he's going to bring it on back down into where the action is on these stock mowers. And we are down to 3 over on the youth side. Looks like the 1147 of Tyler Owens is currently out of contention right now. So we are down to the 3 that are left running. That's going to be the 689.5 Michael Rogers out of Hamilton, the number 12 Jerry Gray, and the 729 Juan Garay. the smoke still coming off at number 12. Again, he's been smoking for a while, but Jerry Gray continuing to keep it running and making some contact. The 729. Juan Gray trying to get his machine turned around. It looks like he's got her done pretty well. The 689 having a little trouble getting that machine moving at this moment in time. He's got her back in here, and Michael Rogers is back on the move at this time. It does look like the number 131, Dylan Lewis, overcoming that broken steering linkage on his machine. Going up there to make some contact with the number 7 at this time. And things are quieting up just a little bit. Looks like they do have the winner over there in the number 12. Okay, the finishing order for the youth class is going to be the number 12, Jerry Gray, finishing in first. Second place is Michael Rogers on the 689 and a half, and third place is going to be the 729 of Juan Gray. So the youth class has been decided. Right now we're just still working down the finishing order of the stock class over here. Looks like the mowers are definitely shedding some parts. I saw the 682 of Barry McCockner out of Pleasant Hill going into the side of that number 7 of Bruce Swift. Looks like Bruce is still showing some movement. We do have at least one tractor that's lost all the whole hood off of that. Doesn't look like he's got a number written on the side. I'm not sure of who that is on that tractor at this time. 857 coming into play. That's Mark Ward out of Greenfield coming to mix it up. And the 131, Dylan Lewis out of Middletown on the far east side. Trying to work his way out of that mess that he's in right now. He did have that broken linkage up front on the steering arms of that tractor at this time. Well, it looks like most of the action heading to the far, far northern reaches of the track at this time. That's on the stock class. Still have quite a few of them left at this time. Corey Hostler on the number 8, Dylan Lewis in the 131, Bruce Swift on the 7. I'm thinking that may be Michael Campbell on the, or Donald Campbell on the 46 that lost the hood on that machine, but I'm not sure at this time. Didn't see a number written on that one. Like the 131 is out of contention. And right now it doesn't look like the number 8's having too good of luck himself. He's up there in his front tire is definitely sitting at a 90-degree angle compared to the rest of his machine, at least on that front right tire. I'm seeing movement out of 4 of them. They're on that northeast corner. So I guess that'd be the northwest corner down there. And doggone, it looks like number 8, Corey Hustler, is off of his machine right now. So there are, and the best I can tell, I definitely see movement out of 4 mowers. Okay, and they are keeping a close eye on things here on the stock mowers. They do give them a time limit, as they have all year long. It looks like the time, according to the referees, is starting to wind down, so it may come down to a vote. Now, just to let you know, the youth class did pay $280 to win, $100 for second and $100 for third. That's already been decided. Those mowers have been cleared from the track. Over here on the stock class, it's $150 to win, $75 for second, and $50 for third. They are keeping a close eye on the time, and it looks like the red flag is flying out there, so the time has expired for the stock mower event. So right now it's probably going to be going down to a vote to see who you think finished in the top spot. All right, it does look like it is going down to a vote. Okay, it looks like it is going to be going down to a vote at this time. So it looks like they are bringing the modified mowers out at this time.
It sounded good on the other side, don't you?
I don't know, like I said, it just...
That's over in the office.
This time, that's Alex Jennings out of Hamilton, and behind him is going to be the number 414, Corey Davis Jr. 391 backing in there. It looks like that is the all-black machine of Brian Seeger on the 682 out of Pleasant Hill. Coming in now is a 411, Derek Coleman out of Rushville. The 01, Jordan Lee out of Amanda. Number 83 coming into backside there. I believe that's the 83. Might be the number 33 of James Day out of Piketon. Sponsored by Plum Nuts Derby Team. Yes, I believe that is the 33. 00, Kelly Hoy out of Amanda. This is the modifieds again, so we need all modified mowers. Cody Bush is on the 003 out of Bainbridge, coming on the track at this time. I believe that was Jacob Clifton on the 482. It's one of the first ones to come out. And Bill Kern out of Trenton is on the B10. Following him is the R94 of Robbie Kern out of Lebanon. We have, that's going to be the 1177.5 John Alt Jr. out of Hamilton coming on here. I see some movement out of the other ones. So what do you do for the driver's meeting?
That's what, yell for the driver's meeting back here right now. All drivers.
Now we need all drivers of the automobiles, to come to the base of the announcer's stand. That's going to be on the back side of the announcer's stand during the mower heat. We're going to have the driver's meeting for the car event. So again, if you are driving an automobile tonight, you need to come out here right away for the driver's meeting while the mowers are running. We do have Danny McIntosh on the 1147 out of him. Go ahead and give the modifieds a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the action is underway in the modified class. Modifieds are going to be paying $300 to win, $150 for second, and $90 for third. And my goodness, they do have some speed on that 83. He is flying out here. That's Michael Hart out of Piketon. And he's definitely not letting the moss grow under his tires tonight, that's for sure. The 69 Nick Hampshire out of Logan, spinning his machine around, and the 1123 is flying down through the track. You can see these modified mowers definitely have the speed and some extra metal on them at this time. And the 82 Eric Wagaman out of Covington working the middle of the track at this time, and these modifieds are moving around. Again, we are paying top 3 spots on the mods. Top 3 spots on the mods, and doggone it, looks like Michael Hart out of Piketon has hopped off of his mower. He was trying to get that thing cleaned off. Out there, hold them up, hold them up. Well, looks like we got just a few drivers. He didn't want to stop it. He just wanted to go over and check it out. So I guess they're going to keep running with what they have. Got the drivers dismounting their machines quite quickly right now. Looks like that's the 00 hopping off of his machine and trying to get her shut down before he exits the track. And we've got modified mowers all over at this point in time. And Eric Wagaman on the 82 trying to make his way across the track. And we do have a good field of the modified mowers out there. Again, top 3 are going to be taking home some prize money. $300 to win, $150 for second, and $90 for third. Up on the east end of the track, going down the grandstand sides, the number 482, that's Jacob Clifton out of Piqua, making his way down and making some contact, punching his way through right in front of the number 391. That's Alex Jennings out of Hamilton in that mass of metal out there, and those 4 machines down to the south end. The 689 swinging around, that's Mike Rogers out of Hamilton going nose to nose with the number 414. That's Corey Davis Jr. out of Lancaster, and it looks like we're going to see some hitting going on right now, courtesy of the 1177.5 John Alt Jr. And down the stretch they come, and a pack of them right here. That's going to be Brian Seeger on the 682, putting a hit on the 01 of Jordan Lee. Jordan here from Amanda. He's going to take a little bit of a trip around the way, coming across the center of the track, stopping just short of getting that hit from the 1177.5 John Alt Jr. out of Hamilton. The B10 flying up the east side of the track, and we'll keep a close eye, because if these guys made contact, which luckily they didn't, the B10 would have had a wild ride up there. That was Bill Kern out of Trenton, just missing a hit from the 1177.5 John Alt Jr. Looks like John Alt's going to come back and put a hit on that B10 to the far north end. The B10 looks like he's having some trouble getting her into gear. He's finally found reverse at least, and he's making his way across. Hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. We do have a driver down. Hold him up, hold him up. Hold him up, drivers, hold him up. I think we're going to need somebody to come down here and take a look with this gentleman if possible. People will take a good look at that. Glad to see Derek getting up and moving off the track under his own power. Now, these modified mowers have a lot of extra steel, a lot of extra speed, and these drivers definitely take quite a beating out there on these machines. So we do appreciate all the drivers of not only the lawn mowers, but the cars and everybody that's out here that took the time to get their vehicles ready and bring them out here to the Smash It and back-to-back championship. And we do appreciate all the drivers that did participate with us all year long out here. So again, big thank you to all the drivers and the spectators that came out to watch another great demolition derby with us here on this great September evening here in Ohio. Some of this fantastic weather for the short period that it is still around. So again, we do thank everybody for coming out, spending the day with us. Right now, a whole lot of smoke coming off the 1177.5 John Alt Jr. He's still running pretty strong. That one was just out here in the youth class and ran just a little bit ago. Kind of recycling these, so the youth drivers already got them warmed up. Number 414, Corey Davis Jr. out of Lancaster, going into the side of the number 689. Mike Rogers looks like he's slowing up just a little bit. It's got a front tire flat on that. He's mixing it up with the 482 of Jacob Clifton out of Piqua this time. And that was a hard side hit, courtesy of the number 1177.5 John Alt Jr. Brian Seeger on the 682 going nose to nose was a 414 of Corey Davis Jr. Few drivers are hopped off of their vehicles, but again, we are going to be paying the top three in this round of modified mowers. Top three, and it looks like we do have, I believe that's number 82, Eric Wagaman, hopping off of his machine at this time. A solid nose-to-nose shot between Brian Seeger on the 682 and Mike Rogers on that 689. It wasn't a whole lot of give except for the drivers bouncing up out of their seat. The B10 still running pretty well. Got a little bit of a slow down to it. He's got a front tire kind of giving him fits over there. Not able to steer that machine too well. Bill Kern trying to get it worked out. The 391. Alex Jennings out of Hamilton. Looks like he's having some serious issues with that machine. Not a lot of RPMs coming out of it. Kind of cutting out a little bit on him. Let's see if he's able to get her going once again. .1147, Danny McIntosh coming in. And doggone it, looks like a 689 topping off his machine. Mike Rogers calling it a night. But if nothing else, it looks like Mike had a good time. He's got a big smile on his face. He's hopping off the track. We still got movement out of 5 running pretty strong. The 6 one's not doing so hot. We'll see if he's able to get a little more. And doggone it, looks like time did expire on Alex Jennings on the 391. We got 4 of them in a pack plus 1 turning around down at the south end. That's the 1147, Danny McIntosh, getting his machine turned around down there. Jacob Clifton backing his machine up, get a little bit of running room. We also have Brian Seeger on the 682. And Bill Kern on the B10. So it looks like that is going to be rounding out the pack that we have these 5 drivers. Again, Bill Kern on the B10. Danny McIntosh on the 1147, the 1177.5. John Alt Jr. backing up, getting a little bit of running room at this time. And Jacob Clifton on the 482 and Brian Seeger on the 682. And it looks like we just lost another one. The 482, Jacob Clifton out of Piqua hopping off of his machines. We are down to 4 on the modified class. Again, right after the modifieds, we are going to be running the figure 8s. Figure 8s will be up right after the modified mowers. Looks like the drivers' meeting is over for the automobiles at this time. What are you doing on the mowers from the first class? When I lost the set, I didn't know. I knew you wanted to vote.
We're going to split the money. We're just splitting the money up in 4 ways, and we're giving everybody a trophy.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the figure 8s, followed by the Outlaws and the full-size truck, mini cars, supers. How many freaking classes have you got? And then the smashing class and this. Oh, this is all smashing cars. Are they you gonna fit 25 on here? Yeah, you have plenty of room.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's change it up. Instead of the figure 8s, let's do the outlaw cars first.
Well, I just have been announcing we're doing the figure 8s right after.
I know, but it's, I say change of plan.
Can you get them onto the track? Who do you got
Let's just
lined?
bring them up here and
You do want to do the Outlaws next, right?
But now it's that now. Now we're changing the plans and all outlaw cars are going to be next. Sorry.
This is very touchy now. He's got her fine-tuned. Okay, we did have a change of plans. If you are driving, we are going to be doing the Outlaw class next. The Outlaws are up next. So again, we did have a change of plans. The Outlaw class is going to be running next. So again, not the figure eights, but the Outlaw class will be up next. Mowers are still running. You have plenty of time out here, but again, we are switching things up just a slight bit. The Outlaw class is going to be up immediately after the modified mower. So again, Outlaws, you will be up next. Okay, we are down to 3 mowers left. That's Bill Kern on the B10, the 1147, Danny McIntosh in the 1177.5, John Alt Jr. We are paying $300 to win, $150 for second, $94 third. Now just to let you know, when we did have a little bit of technical difficulties, wasn't able to kind of let you know what they were going to be doing in the stock mower class. They do have that already figured out. They are going to be splitting the money, giving all the drivers some money, and I believe they're going to give all the drivers trophies as well. So everybody's going to get a little bit of something for participating and finishing in the top part of the stock class on the lawnmowers. You'll be all right. And it looks like the B10, Bill Kern, is on the timer down there. We do have the other drivers, Danny McIntosh and John Alt Jr. mixing it up. Now, once again, if you did not hear, the Outlaw class is going to be up next. They did switch it up for the running order, so the Outlaw class will be up next on the automobiles. Once again, we do have Mid-Vid racing videos up here, taping all the Demolition Derby action. If you are so interested, you can come up and get those at any time up here at the announcer stand. And it looks like third place has been decided. That's going to be Bill Kern on the B10. So now we're down to 1 and 2. They switched up on you again, now you got them up there. I'm guessing, I don't know. I hate to say yes. I thought I heard Tim saying that Becky looked like she needed a little exercise. Who got first? 1147. Okay, looks like the 1147 is taking checker flag. He's going to be first. Is that correct? Okay, looks like they got tucked in down there where I couldn't see what was going on, but the way they have it figured out, the 1177.5, John Alt Jr. did take first place. Second place was the 1147. That's Denny McIntosh out of Hamilton, and Bill Kern on the B10 was in third place. Again, that was 300 to win, 150 for second, and 90 for third. So big congratulations to those drivers. Okay, now once again in the stock mower class, what they're going to do, there was 4 vehicles left. Excuse me, 4 stock mowers. I believe that was Bruce Swift on the 7, Donald Campbell on the 46, Barry McConkner on the 682, and Mark Ward on the 857. What they're going to do is split the money 4 ways and give all 4 of the drivers trophies that were in the stock mower class. That was about the time we had a little bit of technical difficulties with these PA, and thanks to the sound man, he's got us back up and running. But again, that was the last 4 that we're running on the stock class. We do have the outlaw cars coming onto the track as we speak. Looks like that's Mike Davis in the 472, followed by the 911 of Tom Dillman. Mike Davis is here out of Houston, sponsored by Davis Transmission. The 911 is Tom Dillman out of Greenville, sponsored by Albert's Towing. Like that's Shannon Rader out of Greenville in the 509, followed by the 482 of Bill Garman out of Bradford, sponsored by Race Tune-Up. I believe that's John Simpson in the 265 out of Arcanum, and the number 12. Jason Biesecker out of Arcanum. So those are our 6 cars that we do have in the outlaw class. I'm starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the action is underway here in the outlaw class. All 6 vehicles are down at the far north end. They are splitting up 3 and 3. They definitely have enough acreage out here on this class for these 6 vehicles. Well, we had 2 of them break away down there. That'd be the 482. That's Bill Garman out of Bradford. Tom Dillman out of Greenville. Getting jockeyed around. Looks like he's lining up to go back-to-back with the 482. The 482, Bill Garman's going to be sidestepping it. He's going to take advantage of the open shot on the 265 of John Simpson out of our account. 265. Making a glancing blow. And it looks like like the one for all the running room out there is going to be the 911 of Tom Dillman. Going to break away on the number 12. Jason Lisa. Looks like they are going to be slowing up just a little bit for the driver's door. That's one good thing. They are keeping an eye on the driver's doors tonight. Again, especially in this class with all the running room that these outlaw cars have, they will make sure that they're not making contact on the safety zone of these vehicles. And right now they do have a 50-50 shot of getting in the money. 500 to win, 100 for second, and 50 for third in this class. Stalling out on the 509. He's got her fired up. He's being chased down by the 911 of Tom Dillman. And those three making one heck of a move away. And what a miraculous hit from the 265. John Simpson coming back in the front. 482. Bill Garman trying to make a breakaway. Number 12. Moving his way down at this time, Jason Beesecker. And that's going to leave a mark courtesy of Bill Garman. 482 going back to back above the hump with it at 12. 4 deep there. We got 4 out of 6. Mixing it up right about the middle of this very long track. Still have all 6 of them running out there. The 911, Tom Dillman, bringing it back, spinning it around. He's going to go side to side with the number 12, passing each other right about track central. 509, Shannon Rader following up very close. And the 911, Tom Dillman, all down to the south end of the track. On the north side, 265, John Simpson. On 472, Mike Davis. Jason Beesecker. To get his machine jockeyed around as the 509 Shannon Rader heads up to the far north side of the track, and 911 looks like he is out of contention up there in the northeast corner, so I do believe 911 without 5 vehicles left running. And the number 12, Jason Beesecker, is going to be coming back. Just side steps the 472 of Mike Davis. the back of the pack, that's Bill Garmer. He will eventually go back to back with the 265. Splitting up the pack at this time. Right now, the number 12, making his way back up to the north end of the track. And a good legal hit by the 472. He was on in behind. Good legal contact on that. Shannon Rader going into the side of the number 12, chasing Pete Sector that time. Mike Davis going back to back with Shannon Rader, 509. Hold them up out there. Hold them up. Hold them up. Got the red flags flying. Hold them up. And the 472 of Mike Davis going back to back with that number 12, Jason Secker. Jason looks like he's going to come back and repay the favor. We also have Josh Simpson in the 265 taking a hit from the 482 of Bill Garman. Also up there is going to be the 509, Shannon Rader, all up on the north side of the track. And they're all making their way down to the south end at this time. Got two of them putting on one heck of a good battle. They're going to be taking a side shot, and that was one heck of a hard hit in the nose. The 509 Shannon Rader just took, courtesy Mike Davis in the 472. Bill Garman going back-to-back with 12. Jason B. Secker. Uh-oh, we just had a little bit of steam puff up from the 509. Shannon Rader's machine starting to get a little bit warmer. And we got some spark popping off of the 5. I guess that's 472. Mike Davis at this point in time. That's going to end up being a problem for that machine. Minutes tick by. In the outlaw class. Once again, we are going to be running the figure eights. So figure eights, you will be up next. Looks like some good looking out by Mike Davis on the 472. Last moment there, he did stop that machine. He'll make the contact to see it's heading straight for the driver's door. Last 5 cars really continuing to battle it out here and run quite a long time. Again, they are going to be paying the top 3 out of this heat. Keep a close eye on the 482. I'm hoping that there's some steam coming out of the 482. It's lingering quite a bit. comes number 12 right on down the track. That is Jason Biesecker going back-to-back with the 265. John Simpson right in front of him was going to be that 482 of Bill Garman. Jason Biesecker in the number 12 bringing it down here. He was side by side with the 472 of Mike Davis, who just took a hit from Shannon Rader in that 509. And it looks like the flag is off of the 265. So we are down to 4 vehicles this time. Did have the 265 take himself out. He pulled the flag off of his doorpost. So 4 of them remaining right now. The top 3 out of those 4 will be going home with some prize money tonight. Jason Biesecker and Shannon Rader on the receiving end from Mike Davis in the 472 and Bill Garman in the 482. Looks like his own front bumper might have done the radiator in on that machine out there. He just went up in a plume of steam at this time. Shannon Rader in the 509 heading down there. The way he had that bumper flopping around in the front end, it looks like it finally punched through what was left of the radiator on that machine.
Since the last derby.
That does appear to be quite a bit of steam coming out of the 509. He's still managing to keep her running, though. That is Shannon Rader. On the breakaway is going to be the number 12, Jason Biesecker, mixing it up to 472 of Mike Davis. Down at the far end, Bill Garman in the 482 is taking a hit from that 509. Like he's revving it up down there on the 472. That was Mike Davis. taking it all the way down to the far south end, going back to back and bumper to bumper with Bill Garman in the 482, number 12. Jason Biesecker coming on up the track, and it looks like time is finally taking its toll on these outlaw cars. Sounds like they're starting to run a little bit rougher, and obviously, as we see on the 509 especially, at least a couple of them running mighty hot at this point in time. Bill Garman momentarily stalling out in the 482, but he's got it refired at this time. Right now, down at the south end of the track, we do have another one stalled out down there. That's going to be I believe the 509 of Shannon Rader finally lost the bumper off the front of that machine. That hot engine definitely starting to feel the pressures of not having any of that valuable coolant up in there. He's slowly getting rid of what little bits left in there, and you can see it's stalling out quite a bit more frequently at this time. He is on the timer right now. The referee's keeping a close eye on that. He's got her fired back up, and he is on the move, going back into the battle. Got her fired up once again. Shannon Rader's machine stalled out, but he was able to get it going. Shannon down there mixing it up. It's 472. Mike Davis, Jason Biesecker in the 12, and the 482. Bill Garman down to the far end of the track. Looks like they're going to bring them all together at this time. 509 refires and heads to the north. Well, we got two of them running, two of them trying to refire. The 482, Bill Garman. He's got her going again, but it's not running well at this time. And I'll tell you, he's got a good runner in that 509. He's able to keep getting her refired at this time. Number 12 is going to take a little different approach. Jason Beesecker starting to use the nose of that machine. And in comes the 472 of Mike Davis. Hauling it up to the north end and finally putting a heck of a good hit on that 482 of Bill Garman. Valuable seconds ticking away on the 5:09. Referee's keeping a close eye on it. Looks like his time has expired, I do believe, and there goes the flag from the doorpost of Shannon Raiders 509. So we are down to 3 at this moment. And Jason Beesecker in the 12, Mike Davis in the 472, and Bill Garman in the 482. Top 3 guaranteed prize money, $500 to win, $100 for second, and $50 for third in the outlaw class. Okay, it looks like they are keeping a close eye on the 482 as Bill Garman tries to refire his machine. Okay, the third place has been decided. 482. Bill Garman going to be settling for third tonight, so it's a 1-2 finish between the number 12 and the 472 at this time. So we've got 2 vehicles left in the Outlaws. And then we'll be bringing in the figure 8 class. Figure 8's going to have 15 laps around this track. Okay. Got the red flags flying out here, so hold them up, drivers. Gonna hold them up there, drivers. We do have the red flags flying out here. Okay, looks like we did have one shut off down there, so the driver that won is going to be Mike Davis in the 472, going away with the win. Looks like the 482 is going to be going away in second place, and the third place. What's the number of the third place? And it looks like third place is going to be the 509, I believe. So that's a finishing order. We are going to be running the figure 8 class up next. Figure 8s will be up next. Okay, we are going to be having 15 laps here on the figure 8 race, so 15 laps. We do have 8 vehicles that are out on the track right now. Terry Zipfy out of Eaton in the 105. Josh Lewis is in the 86 out of West Alexandria, sponsored by Schaefer Automotive. Charles Lewis is in the 88. The 13 is John Edwards out of Port Tucky, sponsored by John Edwards Roofing. The number 8, Tip Hammock out of Overpeck, sponsored by Allied Towing and Butler Construction. The 11 is Matt White out of Blanchester, sponsored by Keplinger Sales and Service. Jim Andrew in the 486 is here from Salina, and Randy Hiley also out of Salina in the number 99. Okay, we do have all the referees ready to count. Drivers and referees are ready, so let's go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the action is underway here in the figure 8 race. Again, that is going to be 15 laps around this track. And again, sometimes in front's not always the best way to start. You can see coming from in behind is going to be the number 13 making his way up toward the front. John Edwards out of Port Tucky making his way in here, and he's climbing right up to the front. We may have one possibly stalled around, and the first lap right now, the number 8 is in the lead, so keep an eye on that number 8. Tip Hammock in that number 8 is in the lead, followed very closely by John Edwards in the number 13. These guys rounding the corner already lapping the number 8. So Tip Hammock still in the lead. This is going to pay 3 spots, 300 to win, 200 for second, and a 100 for third. Now number 13 coming up in second place right here. Number 8 leading the charge. That's Tip Hammock. He's going to get stuck in traffic, and the number 13 is going to go the long way around. However, he's going to have a little bit of a problem himself, so our 2 lead cars getting a little bit tied up right now with the lap traffic getting snagged up. So right now the number 8 continuing to charge toward the front of the pack and lead it down through here. Very close call with Josh Lewis in that 86 getting through there. And major gridlock. They were rounding the north barricade right there, making their way through that. Our leader just got spun around out there. That number 8 was leading. I think he may have just got passed by the second place number 13 car. Okay, it looks like number 13 is still a lap down at this time. He didn't get through that, so our number 8 is still in the lead. The referees are counting cars as they're going by and counting laps. So each of them do have responsibility to make sure who has how many laps under their belt. Okay, and right now, the first place still being dominated by the number 8 of Tip Hammock. John Edwards is following very closely in second. Of course, he is a little bit down there. And Randy Hiley in the 99 right now, showing in third place. Third place car is going to get a hit in the nose from our second place car, and they are slinging some mud up through here as they're going around the way. We got lap 12 underway right now. The number 8 just had his 12th lap, so these figure 8 cars definitely going to be zipping through their heat pretty quickly tonight. And that is Matt White in the 11, Jim Andrews in the 486. 88 was Charles Lewis. 105 Terry Zappi. Okay, it looks like we're going to be on the last lap right now. The number 8, Tip Hammock, out of Overpeck. And the number 8 is going to be bringing it home for the final time right now. He's going to be taking the checkered flag, and that is going to be it. And the checkered flag is out. That is going to be it. And we finally got him stopped out there. The red and white number 8, driven by Tip Hammock, is going to be in first place. He did win tonight. Second place is going to be the number 13, John Edwards out of Port Tucky, sponsored by John Edwards Roofing. And the third place finisher is Randy Hiley out of Salina in third place. His sponsor was his wife. So again, the 1, 2, 3 is going to be Tip Hammock in the first place in the number 8. Go, and the full-size trucks are underway. We do have the 51X of Todd Myers out of Springfield is the first one off the line. Dustin Sullenberger is in the double X out of Port William, sponsored by John Edwards Roofing, and Jeff Miller is in the M80 out of Walpock. He's sponsored by National Auto and Truck Salvage. So again, we do have 3 trucks out here on the track at this time. Looks like they're lining up to go back-to-back and bumper to bumper. That was Jeff Miller in the M80 and the 51X of Todd Myers. Squaring off there just a moment ago. The double X, Dusty Sullenberger out of Port Williams, will take his turn. Getting ahead out there. The M80 trying to work his way over. That driver's door did get in the way at that time.
Call that. You said that's sept.
Okay, we are down to just 2 vehicles left down here. The 51X must not have got the inter-office memo that the M80 is in third place. Jeff Miller settling for third here in the full-size truck class. So right now it's between Todd Myers in the 51X and Dustin Sullenberger in the double X. got the two down at the far end of the track. Battling it out for first and second place right now. And after the full size, we are going to be running the mini trucks. So mini trucks, you will be up next. Mini trucks are going to be up next. On deck is the mini cars. Well, I think our double X down there, Dustin Sullenberger, has lost reverse in his machine, putting him at a slight disadvantage as he's nosed into the end zone down there, the concrete barricade. Looks like we do have about 20 seconds left on the double X. They do have him on the timer down there to make some contact, but again, I believe he has lost his reverse here. The problem with that. 51X still continuing to battle away. There it is. The red flag is flying. So hold them up. Hold them up. The red flags are flying. There is your winner, Todd Myers, out of Springfield, taking away the first place finish. So again, congratulations to Todd Myers out of Springfield in the 51X for the first place finish. Second place is the double X of Dustin Sullenberger out of Port Williams. And third place is Jeff Miller driving the M80. So again, congratulations to all three of those. Sprague is sponsored by Sprague's Repair and Lima Transmission. Looks like we're going to line them up all together down there. Not sure what happened, but we do have the 510 of Jerry King out of Hamilton heading down through there. The 707 Christopher Jennings in the 707. Daniel McIntosh 702. And the 187 Tony Dennis going out. With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the mini trucks are underway here at the Smash It, Crash It, Tear 'em Up Automobile Demolition Derby. Making a breakaway is going to be the number 702 of Daniel McIntosh. And right next to him, Jerry King and the 510. And a good back-to-back hit between Dwayne Sprague out of Buckland and that 510 of Jerry King. Back-to-back and bumper-to-bumper hit between Dwayne Sprague and the 59X. And that number 510 right now, the 702 of Daniel McIntosh, putting a hit on the 1811X of Jeff Eldredge. Jeff Eldredge looks like his nose is a they are going to have to keep a close eye, I believe, on that 59X, the way that thing's kind of folding up just a little bit. Jeff Eldredge in the 1811X. Going to be choosing his next victim at this time, and it looks like on the receiving end is going to be the 187 of Tony Dennis. He got pretty crinkled up in that after the hit from Jeff Eldred's 1811X, and Jeff did a heck of a job on the 707. I believe the nose of his machine kind of crinkled that rear end of the other vehicle up. Down on the far end, here comes the 187. Looked like maybe for a little possible payback. And he's going to keep driving on behind him, and he's going to head down to the far end at that time. And what a hit between Tony Dennis and the 187. And that was the 707 of Christopher Jennings. Christopher Jennings and Tony Dennis putting some good hits on one another. Both those drivers in the... They still got something going on down there, and it's looks like the 510 did slow up just a bit. That was Jerry King keeping a close eye on Jeff Eldred's driver's door, so he did manage to not make contact with the driver's door. Those two drivers have been mixing it up, continuing to do so right now, and the steam just started to pour off of Tony Dennis's number 187 down at the far south end of the track. And the 510 building up a little bit of running room. Looks like we do have Jeff Eldred missing just a little bit of his vehicle down there. Is that I think things got from bad to worse. For Jeff Eldred, he busted his axle on the back, and now the front tire is definitely having some serious issues on that Blazer. He's still able to move, but he's definitely having some problems. Doggone it, there went the flag from the doorpost of Jeff Eldred's 1811X. Tony Dennis in the 187 still down at the far end of the track, trying to make his way down to the rest of the pack. We also have the 59X of Dwayne Sprague out of contention at this time. He had a little bit of bad luck, and doggone it, Tony Dennis in the 187 is out of time as well. So we are down to the final three. That's going to be the 707 of Chris Jennings out of Hamilton. Right in front of me, we got the 702 of Daniel McIntosh and the 510 of Jerry King are in the top three. Going to be paying $200, $100, and $50 in this heat. And the 707 slowly making his way down there. Going to split the difference in between the two. Most of that hit going on the 702 of Daniel McIntosh. steam pouring off of the 707 of Christopher Jennings down there. Got a little bit of sparks inside the 510. As he made that last contact, Jerry King still running pretty strong. He's going to be squaring up on Daniel McIntosh this time. Making a pretty good side hit. Steam continuing to billow out of the engine compartment of that 707. Christopher Jennings still attempting to get his machine refired, and the seconds ticking away as he is on the clock. Looks like he may have her refired. We'll see if he's able to. Looks like time did expire on the 707. So Christopher Jennings is going to go away with a third place finish. Now it is down to a 1-2 finish between the 510 of Jerry King and a 702 of Daniel McIntosh. Like 510, Jerry King, if you notice, I don't know if you can see what the engine is doing in that thing, but it looks like it's really flopping around quite a bit underneath. Go to the 510 there, or where the hood should be. You can see he's definitely lost one of his mounts possibly. Jerry King in the 510 is trying to find a 702 over there. It looks like he's going to have to throw her in drive and chase him on down toward the north end of the track. Bringing the mail home tonight, and luckily that 702 was just able to slip out of the way. Daniel McIntosh, he does have a broken tie rod. You can see that front right tire flopping around out there. He's trying to herd it down the track as best he can. Looks like he may still have control of the front left wheel, but that's about all he's got. 702 is trying to bring it down the track right now. Again, he's having a little bit of trouble with that broken tie rod on the front. And right now, the 510 stalling out. Jerry King trying to refire. He is on the timer, and the 702's got a chance to go on the offensive for a little bit. Okay, hold them up. We got the red flags flying. The red flags are flying, and it does look like the checkered flag is going to be going to the number 702. Is going to be taken away first place. Second place is the 510 of Jerry King, and third place is the 707 of Christopher Jennings. So again, congratulations to all three of those drivers. Again, first place Daniel McIntosh Jr. in the 702. Jerry King in the 510, and second and third place is Christopher Jennings in that 707. Mini cars, you will be up next. Mini cars are up next, followed by the Super Street Stock Class. 4-3, Brad Hay out of Bloomingburg, sponsored by Hayes Tough Rubber. For 23-30, Brian Easel out of Washington Courthouse, sponsored by Hayes Tough Rubber. Number 3, Craig Smith out of Marysville. Next to him is going to be the 723, Miranda Daly out of St. Paris. The 86, I guess that's the 0364, Junior Mall out of Lewisburg, sponsored by Albert's Towing and Recovery. Seth Vickers driving the 913 out of Greenville. 56, Jesse Bosey out of Lebanon. 82X is Paul Michael out of Lebanon. Well, he's driving in remembrance of his sister, Leigh Michael. And finally, the 024, Mike Miller out of South Lebanon, sponsored by Centerville Body Shop. The lady is on the grandstand side, so again, they're going to have to get that cleared out down here. Okay, it looks like the referees are happy with the way things are, so the drivers and the refs are ready. So let's go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and the action is underway here at the Smash It, Crash It, Tear 'em Up Automobile Demolition Derby mini car event, and already they are tearing them up out here in the... This is going to be doing some serious damage. My goodness gracious. They got some speed built up, and the 54, Corey Holdren out of Piketon, was on the receiving end of that hit from the 101 of James Day out of Piketon. Those two guys put one heck of a hard hit upon one another. And my goodness, we do have a... We did have one driver flag off the... we did have one driver out for the count already. That was 54. They are, hold them up out here, hold them up. Okay, we did get them stopped out here. Okay, looks like they got them. We do need a skid loader out on the track. If we can get one of these skid loaders out on the track. Here in the mini car event. Right now the number 56. Jesse Boyce out of Lebanon, running very well. The 420, Charles Deddy out of Piketon, taking her down to the far south end and hitting anything in his way. And it looks like that just so happened to be the number 976 of Billy Bob Sutherland out of Blanchester, getting spun around. Billy Bob has a lot of steam coming off of that gray machine of his. And what a hit from the 03 64. And doggone it, there went the flag from the 976 and taking himself out of contention. And that was Billy Bob Sutherland. Number 56, Jesse Boyce, Bossy out of Lebanon. Heading south this time, a lot of steam coming off of the number 82X. That's Paul Michael out of Lebanon. He's got a lot of vehicles around him right now, including the 0364. Your way into him. That's Junior Mall out of Lewisburg. The 415 trying to get jockeyed around at this time. Sheldon Pryor out of Greenfield. Sheldon not making it too far off. Stalled car, the number 3, and I believe that's going to kind of crinkle and wrinkle up the nose of that number 56. You can see all the steam coming off of that machine right there. Jesse Bosky out of Lebanon took a heck of a hit in the nose right up there. Right about track central. He's going to get a follow-up hit from the 0364, driven by Junior Mull. Down on the far end, the number 913 getting spun around. Seth Vickers, another Greenfield, trying to get his way pushed around there. And around the bend comes the BH3 of Brad Hay out of Bloomingburg. He's going to make his way down there to the south end. Mix it up with the rest of the pack is currently running. Looks like most of the action is heading down to the south.
Bobcat or whatever pushed him out and he's still running. I have no
Bobcat pushed out and still running. Wonder what that back Bobcat pushed one out before, as soon as they opened the track up, the guy was down at the far end by the wall. They took that and pushed one out.
Salisbury, 126. Down there mixing it up. We got a lot of smoke coming out of that 0364 at this time as he went spinning around the corner. That's Junior Mull out of Lewisburg. Brad Hay, the BH3, trucking to the north. Like all of our running vehicles are down at one end of the track, so I am seeing a movement out of 6 of them for sure. And some sparks. Left running, including the 723 Miranda Daly out of St. Paris. Tracks a lot of steam and smoke is coming off the number 415 of Sheldon Pryor out of Greenfield. Just in front of the crow's nest at this time, heading south back toward the 327, and that's Carter Smith out of Patriot. Carter currently mixing it up with Junior Mull in the 0364. Daly in the 723. He's going to take a hit from the BH3. That's Brad Hay out of Bloomingburg. And that was a pretty hard hit that the 723 took. Miranda Daly back fired up and running strong. Sheldon Pryor in the 415 trying to get restarted this time. The 0364 Junior Mull starting to head down toward the far south end. Seth Vickers in the 913. Brad Hay bringing the BH3 up toward the north end to get turned around. And the seconds ticking by for the 415 at this time. He's got quite a flame coming out of the exhaust pipe. Nothing to worry about at this time. Sounds like the 415 got fired up and is going to make it in there, and it looks like a short-lived victory, but he definitely made some contact. Got to re-fired up. 723 getting jockeyed around at this time. That's Miranda Daly out of St. Paris. Miranda's stalled out. And the 415 Sheldon Pryor is out of contention at this time. Currently on the clock. And the clock just ran out on Seth Vickers in 913. I believe the 723 on the timer as well. Time did expire on the 723, but she removed the flag from her door post on her own, but either way, called it an evening. So right now it does look like the movement on the track is only on 3 vehicles, including Brad Hay and the BH3 out of Bloomingburg. He's pumped by Hayes Tough Rubber. We also have the number 327, Carter Smith, Patriot. And finally, that 0364, Junior Mull out of Lewisburg. Battling it out for the top 3 spots. This will pay $500 to win, $350 for second, and $150 for third place. Junior Mull's mini cars going to look like a super stalker out there on the pulling circuit. Well, it looks like the advantage going to Carter Smith in that 327. He's got a lot of running room out there, and like we're having some technical difficulties on the 0364 in the VH3 boat. Stock cars are going to be up next. Stock cars, you will be up next, followed by the Smash It class. We do have 2 more classes after this. Okay, we got the red flags are flying out there, so I do believe time has expired on everybody. Taking the checkered flag is going to be Carter Smith in the 327 out of Patriot, sponsored by King Cutter and Pryor's Towing. Second place is going to be the 0364 of Junior Mall out of Lewisburg, sponsored by Albert's Towing and Recovery. And third place is Brad Hay out of Bloomingburg, sponsored by Hayes Tough Rubber. So again, congratulations to all 3 of those drivers. But again, Carter Smith in the 327 taken first. Junior Mall in the 0364 in second. And Brad for second and 100 for third. Jeremy Wyatt is the second one on the track. Now this is a vehicle that they cannot do any alterations on as far as modifying. The 629, Mike Hensley out of Dragus, Ohio, sponsored by Gargus. The 703 coming in a big hurry there. That's Jordan Pryor out of Sabina. Following him is going to be the 757 of Zach Pryor out of Greenville. The 217 that's Kenny Beeman out of Hamilton. The 602 Richard Pennington out of Hamilton. I believe that's a 526. Well, I don't see numbers on some of these. So the 727, that's Randy Hackworth out of Greenville. 707, Tim Lyons out of Greenville. Number 210 and the 13 are coming in. We have the 210, Chris Schoenleben out of Germantown. Shane Lubben out of Germantown. And the number 13, unlucky 13, Mark Stiff out of Piketon. It looks like the track is secure. The drivers are ready. The referees are ready, so we'll go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the stock class is underway. And it looks like Victoria Sutton is coming off the line in the 430. I did miss her number as she came in through there, and I do apologize to Victoria. She's here out of Hamilton in the 707, heading to the far north end at a very high rate of speed at this time. Once again, these are the Super Street Stock class. And again, you'll notice they still have the windshields in these vehicles right now. And they do not do a lot of modifications. Actually, no modifications. You'll see a lot of the lights in there. They do have to remove the airbags from the vehicles. Aside from that, there's not a whole lot that is done with these vehicles in this particular class. It is going to pay $1,000 to win, $200 for second and $100 for third. So not a bad payout in this particular class. The 703 spinning around. And what a hard hit from the number 13. That's Mark Stiff out of Piketon. These Piketon drivers coming down here, they are in the mini car class. They had the hammer down, and you can see that. We got to 713. Jeremy Wyatt heading down there as well. It looks like they did have hit the brakes pretty hard on that. And my goodness, John Church in the RIP, Gabby. I don't think he was paying a whole lot of attention as to what was coming in front of him. And we got a lot of steam coming down and coming out of these vehicles. And they are stacking them up. That's a pretty good hitting down there at the far north end. Mark Stiff on the receiving end of that hit. And that 703 coming in at a very high rate of speed. Kind of lost him down through there on the... Looks like he was looking around. We had a lot of steam down at the far end. Looks like that's clearing out just a little bit. I believe that was the 757. That was Zach Pryor out of Greenville, still sitting in Greenfield. And there are pieces flying around everywhere. So again, you do need to keep your eyes to the sky down there. We do have a lot of pieces and parts off of these stock vehicles. Looks like a number unlucky 13 just had his helmet popped off, courtesy of the that was John Church in the RIP. Yeah, he is running in memory of his daughter. Hold him up, drivers, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. We do have hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. Hey, we're getting things stopped out here, and they're going around and check out if we can still got one driver out there making his way off the track. Okay, looks like they're ready to turn them loose and let them go. Getting the action back underway out here. Number 703 Jordan Pryor out of Sabina coming into about track central. We do have a couple of them down on the other end. Unlucky 13 getting shoved a little bit sideways there, courtesy of the number 217. That's Kenny Beeman out of Hamilton. We also had John Church in that red stand. Looked like he's anticipating a little rain out there. Got the windshield wipers even running on that red machine as he's trying to track down his next victim, keeping his vision clean toward the front. And he's continuing to battle it out down there toward the south end of the track. Do have number 629, Mike Hensley, going down, but my goodness, we got some speed built up on the number 94. It was kind of a short-lived victory out of the 94. That was Brett Bryant. He's starting to get a little bit warm under his hood. You can see the steam just belching out of that machine. The number 13, unlucky 13. Mark Stiff coming in there to stack them up 3 deep. The last one in that line is the 629 of Mike Hensley. Down at the far end, we still have movement out of the pack of 3, which would include John Church out of Hamilton. Number 602 also down there. That's Richard Pennington. Right now, John Church still continuing to make sure he's got a nice clean windshield on that machine ahead. 703 not looking too good out there. Jordan Pryor up against the concrete barricade. We're currently on the timer right now at 703. Again, we are going to be paying 3 spots in this class. We've only got 1 class left at this particular time. Magic class going to be coming in right after this stock class. Hold them up, we do have go, getting the action back underway. I'm seeing movement out of 4 vehicles right now, actually a 5th one down at the far end. So it looks like we are down to 5 vehicles at this moment in time. Richard Pennington in the 602, getting his machine in reverse. We got the 217 following up very close behind right now. 5 vehicles battling it out for the top 3 spots. And right now we are down to Brett Bryant in the 94, the 629, Mike Hensley. Richard Pennington driving the 602. Kenny Beeman in the 217. And John Church in that red Lumina. Looks like he's trying to And he's got her going and working down in the southwest corner of the track. Well, it looks like the 602 has run out of time, and they are going to count Richard Pennington out. Looks like he did run out of time, and he's taking the flag off his doorpost. And we do have Brett Bryant in the 94, 629 Mike Hensley, Kenny Beeman in the 217, and then the red Lumina driving in remembrance of Gabby. That is John Church. So 4 vehicles left. Only the top 3 will be receiving prize money. All right, now Kenny Beeman in the 217 limping his way back over toward the rest of the field. Surprisingly, these stock cars lasting pretty well here. The number 94 definitely running on the warm side. Brett Bryant definitely bringing down the visibility to next to 0 down at that end of the track. Things not looking too good for Kenny Beeman in the 217. He's stalled out, a lot of steam and smoke pouring out from under the hood of that machine. 629, Mike Hensley trying to work his way out of there. John Church in that red Lumina coming in. And 2 of the 4 cars are stalled out at this moment in time. John Church continuing make some contact over on the other side. The number 94 trying to pull away. John Church going for a hit to the rear of the driver's door. And we are down to 3 vehicles left at this time. 217 climbing out of his machine. Kenny Beeman calling it a night. So we do have the top 3 at this time. That's going to be the 94 Brett Bryant. John Church in that red Lumina, and the 629 of Mike Hensley. Okay, we are down to just two vehicles left. Mike Hensley in the 629 did get third place, so Mike Hensley is in third. Number 94, Brett Bryant out of Hamilton. And the Lumina had a bit of a running start there. John Church doing the best he could to get that 94 pushed down toward the barricade. And there goes the grab for the flag, and there's your winner, folks. Going to be John Church taking away the win in that red Lumina. Getting a checkered flag and coming out. John Church again in the first place finish. Second place is going to be the number 94. That's Brett Bryant. And again in third place was the 629 of Mike Hensley. Right about mid-track out there. So again, congratulations to all those drivers. Did pay $1,000 to win, $200 for second, and $100 for third in that particular class. Again, that was a super street stock class.